There's no staring. No forward head pointing, no alert ears. There's a calm waiting for engagement. By the way, just because a dog tolerates a kid's approach or touch does not mean they like the child's behavior, because at a certain point, tolerating it eventually goes away, and the kid's going to get bitten. So if your dog is giving you the body language of trying to retreat or has tension in any way, shape, or form on any part of their body, then they need to be respected, and the kid should be pulled off the dog. Do not have them kiss and hug and squeeze the doggy. Just because there hasn't been blood yet doesn't mean there won't be blood later. So learn about dog language, and the webpage that I referred to on my Facebook page, That Dog Training Show with Tanya Yarbrough, is really helpful. And there's several others out there too that are very helpful that will make it clear to you and maybe even help your child recognize the signs. So make it a game for them if you have young children. Make sure they know what to do when they approach a dog. Alrighty. Okay, number 3. People end up teaching their dogs to approach dogs or interact with dogs like they are stuffed toys or just another kid. This is totally wrong. Okay? No hugging. No kissing, no petting on the head. Wait for the dog to engage. No squealing, no running, no swatting or forward limbs, and always be prepared to alpha split. And I'm talking to you adults. Make sure that you have your body between the dog and the child to interface the interaction. If you are not absolutely sure that this dog just doesn't even know that the kid is there and doesn't care, you need to interface by alpha splitting, by situating your body between the kid and the dog, and making sure that you control the movements of the child, especially if they're brand new to this. Alright? And as soon as there's excitement or tension, you walk the kid away. That's it. It's over, and it might be 2 seconds, and that's it. Okay? So always be prepared to interface with them. Don't teach the children to go running up to them like everything is a stuffed animal. They can squeeze and throw and toss and kiss and rub and say, make eye contact and say, tell them you're sorry, kiss the doggy, all that crap. You got to be super, super clear that the kid is not to approach the dog at all without permission. One of the biggest things that I really love this when people do this, is they ask their children to ask me before petting the dog. And they basically have not only taught the children the right behaviors as to not approach a strange dog without permission, but the parents have just said that I give permission for my child to touch your dog if you're okay with it. Furthermore, it lets my dog see that I'm in control of the interaction, whether I say yes or no. That makes my dog puts my dog more at ease. Now, if I can say, look, my dog, if I say Rambo is he's not good with petting, but you can say hi by looking at his ears and waving right where you are and say his name. At least give the children another option to interact with the dog without making direct eye contact or actually making the dog feel uncomfortable. And this gives my dog the opportunity to actually be around a child knowing that he's not going to get molested or chased or squealed at or anything else. So parents for you who are doing this, or aunts and uncles who are doing this with your nieces and nephews, keep up the good work. Those of you who own the dogs who are being approached about being pet, make sure that you're very, very cautious. Consider that any time that your dog could be having its worst day ever and got spooked. So I want you to make that judgment based on that. Just the worst case scenario. Okay? So those 3 reasons, right? Not understanding body language, teaching kids to act like dogs are just stuffed animals or other kids, and not understanding or believing that children are naturally scary to dogs. Okay, how can you help your dog be more comfortable? If you're the one who owns the dog, how do you help your dog become more comfortable with the scariness of children? 1, teach your dogs to love and seek eye contact from humans as a reward, and it starts with you at home. Teach them that means it's a good thing from humans. Okay? It's not going to be 100%, but it's going to take the edge off and might actually help them overcome their fear of eye contact from strangers, which is really good. Number 2, train your dog to overcome awkward movements, first by you, then by strangers. So get your dog in a sit-stay, stuff their face, blah, 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 and start doing weird movements and walking around like an old man, coughing and hacking and all that stuff. Train your dog to overcome awkward noises, the hacking and coughing, for instance, the whistling, the little doggy, come here, doggy. Start sounding like a squealing child. Help your dog overcome this coming from you, so that if they can overcome it with you, it makes it that much easier for them to start overcoming that sound from somebody else. Number 4, spend time with your dog outside a playground at a distance, then to learn to handle lots of foot traffic from kids by being a little closer. There's a school near where I live, so I will walk my dog or any dog I'm working with who's afraid of children, and they might be kitty corner from the playground of the school, and I just have the dog stay and just stuff their face, until they relax, and then we walk away. And then next time I get a little closer, and next time a little closer, next time a little closer. And the ultimate test is to be able to have them stay while kids walk in and out of school, and there's a lot of noise and foot traffic, and they just learn to hold it together. So slowly, it's not that fast, but slowly but surely get the dogs used to seeing movements and hearing kids running around in groups and one by one, etc., all under your control, all under the guise of you get rewarded for just holding it together. And still, do not let people just approach your dog and pet the dog, even though you're around all these kids and they want to, okay? You just got to be, like, the dog's got to know you're in charge of all that interaction, and they'll relax a little bit better than before. Number 5, do not let your dogs be approached or pet by kids until your dog is greatly desensitized to all the movements and sounds, etc., and you're in control of this interaction, alpha splitting. So make sure that you are really super cautious and take months, maybe years to help your dog overcome some of the craziness of what children are to dogs, which indicates danger to them. A dog acting the way a child does, they would see that dog as dangerous and unstable, and that's the way they see kids. So just because they're innocent and dogs have good intuitive, abilities, etc., and they can smell certain things, kids smell differently than adults. Kids' stress smells different than adult stress. So just because they understand you and your moods, etc., doesn't mean they understand that from a child. So don't be a S.Hu.Bs, okay? Don't do it. Just when it comes to kids and dogs, the mixture has to be really controlled, really relaxed, really at some, no pun intended, but in baby steps, because this is not a good combination. Just assume that they'll work it out. It's not a good combination for 2 dogs. It's certainly not for kids and dogs. Even if it's your own dog, you may be making things, in your head, thinking that this is okay, that's okay. If you look up some information about what it looks like when a dog is stressed out, you might see that your dog was actually sending signals they couldn't handle it, and you've just been lucky there hasn't been a bite yet. I don't want to see people's dogs go into the shelter because they bit a kid, and I don't want kids having a negative experience around a dog either. So I want you guys to be really proactive and take care of both creatures when it comes to this interaction. One of the big things, I just fostered a dog that's now with the rescue. I hopefully got the home already, but she was actually given up by a family because she bit one of the kids. She bit one of the kids because she had puppies, and the kids approached her with the puppies. And that's not the dog's fault. That's called poor parenting. That's it. It's just rotten parenting. So the dog lost a home, and she was a perfectly fine dog, a little nervous about taking walks because I think she just lived in the backyard with a family and stuff like that. But she was a good dog. But she was given up to the shelter at less than 2 years of age because she had a litter of puppies, which is also bad parenting. And their kids approached her while she had the puppies, and she was overprotective. So let's not get stupid about this. No more S.Hu.Bs. This is my goal. This should be your goal. Don't mix kids and dogs. Just like adding food coloring to frosting or something. It doesn't work out that way. You got to be very respectful for both creatures and their body language, okay? As far as classes, again, look up bluecollarworkingdog.com. Check out their store. I go there on the weekends to actually teach classes, but in between classes, I'm playing with my dogs on all the, agility A-frames and weave poles and stuff. So you can go there and do that yourself. And if you have any questions about nutrition, that store is really good. The staff is really good. They know way more than I could possibly manage to put in my brain at the one time about dog nutrition. So, as I always say, in the dog world, to love is to serve. So give your dogs little ways every day to serve them, and in return you have served them well. And watch out for the kids. Talk to you later. Bye.